We here.
Yeah.
You're in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is JPS. Fast intro, because we were a minute late today. That's all.
Oh, is that what we did?
Yeah.
So,
You don't sound like it's your microphone.
God dang it.
It doesn't sound like it.
Ah!
Hold on. Hold on.
Now?
There we go. Hey.
We didn't say anything on the intro.
Do the whole intro over again.
Yeah. Okay.
Folks, a lot of craziness. Week 12, we had some nail biters. As said in the title, we had some late night firings as Chip Kelly from the Raiders has been fired. And as of this morning, Giants fans, you are free. Defensive coordinator Shane Bowen has been fired, which honestly I disagree with. He has all these fourth quarter collapses. They didn't collapse until overtime yesterday.
Yeah.
I call that progress, but that's just
fair.
That's just me.
You know.
Okay. But
and actually,
tell me.
The Lions defense gave up more yards than the Giants in the game where there was over 1,000 yards of offense combined.
If Jahmyr Gibbs was not on the Detroit Lions, I don't know if they would score points.
Yeah, that they don't win that game. Also, Detroit, if you're not going to use David Montgomery, can you give him to the Broncos? We'll take Monty. Gibbs is too good to not give the ball to. And sure. I feel like David is just being wasted.
Yeah.
I'll give him a home.
Yeah. Yeah. Riley Moss, another flag. Yep. Yeah. Josh Allen has gotten sacked again. It's a tough time out there. It's a tough time. Yeah. We also had some shockers. You had the Philadelphia Eagles lose to the Dallas Cowboys. We talked about this on Friday. And I mentioned, what kind of team were we going to see from Dallas? Because their defense really showed up against the Raiders, and they looked really darn good. But it's the Raiders, and as indicated by the Cleveland Browns winning this week, just about anybody could beat the Raiders. That being said, 21-0. The Eagles were up in that game. And Scooter, I logged in when it was 21-0, and I was like, oh, that's tough, buddy. I was in the midst of editing and shooting, the post-game and stuff. That's tough. And he's like, listen, we're about to come back. We're about to do it. The usual Scooter things. And when they won that game, he was just like, nobody believes. It was top-notch cinema.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pretty big collapse for the defending Super Bowl champs. And their offense just could not get anything going in that second half at all.
Yeah. I saw Dan Orlovsky post a video this morning, and he noted that Saquon Barkley has as many negative runs this season as Ashton Genty. And I found that to be a very surprising stat or observation. And I knew Saquon and the Eagles run game was struggling. And there was a tough fumble late. Saquon's first fumble of the season in this game that really probably cost the Eagles a chance to win, even though they had multiple chances after that, including the punt return that was also fumbled because of is that Elijah Clark running down the field after just getting assaulted over and over again on his way down. But yeah, watching, and we don't have a ton of examples in NFL history. And once a guy rushes for 2,000 yards in a season, they don't rush for 2,000 yards the following season. We know that. We expect that. But the fall off,
the drop off is a lot.
Run game is just fucking bizarre at this point. And credit the Cowboys for not giving up. Dak played pretty well. Would have played better if CD Lamb didn't drop, I think, three passes in this game. George Pickens was a nightmare for the Eagles defense.
Yep.
It was a good game. It was a fun game.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately for the Eagles, you have the same issues, right, that keep on popping up, where it's just okay, in the first half, you're just okay, cool, they're back now. Again, the run game is not great, but they are back, up 21-0. And then was it Mikey on the chat yesterday was just like, they didn't even put their foot off the gas. They like left the car. Like they were just like, no, like we're not going to do this.
No, they parked that car in the garage. They shut the garage door. They left it running. And they died.
Yeah,
died of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Be careful this winter, folks. Yeah, and dude, I know we've said it throughout the season, but holy cow, George Pickens for the Dallas Cowboys has been a revelation.
Yeah.
You know, he had a great game last week too, but this game, I mean, dude is just, first of all, he like never gets tackled. Like he's going to get a few extra yards, and I always appreciate that. But they have desperately needed a wide receiver too. They brought in Brandon Cooks. It didn't really work out. And George Pickens, the great thing is when CeeDee Lamb was hurt, right? Like he could be a wide receiver one. You know, he could get those wide receiver one carries, but him on the field with CeeDee Lamb, it just creates such a mismatch for that defense, and he was phenomenal.
He is a wide receiver one in this game.
Yeah.
Sure the fuck wasn't CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
And CeeDee was, he was fine.
True.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that the George Pickens acquisition, the trade by Jerry Jones, one of his more savvy moves. It's like you got Pickens, you got Quinnen Williams in there. If they were able to do those two things and keep Micah Parsons, we would be saying Jerry Jones is back. All the other GMs out there better watch out for sneaky Jerry Jones because he is popping glory holes all throughout the NFL. But Dallas keeps their playoff hopes alive in this one. Eagles are still fine. They're 8-3.
Yeah.
But Dallas is just, man, they're just they're a weird team.
Well, so here's the thing. We talked about when they traded for Quinnen Williams, right? That was going to be a huge boost for their defense. And so far, that has played off pretty well, especially getting Overshown back from injury. You know, they're going to have more of a pass rush. Whose house indeed? The Cowboys sitting at 5-5-1. You mentioned the Eagles. Like, I do think that they're still going to win the division. You know, I think that they've created enough of a cushion that they should be okay. And the Cowboys' remaining schedule is not the easiest. So they got the Chiefs on Thanksgiving, who just won a game. So we'll talk about that. They had a comeback victory against the Colts in the fourth quarter. Then the Cowboys have the Lions right after that. So that is going to be a challenging game. And they don't really get any time off, too, because it's the following Thursday game. So they literally just have a week. So they don't even get extra credit just for, playing this Thursday. Then they got the Vikings. They should be able to beat the Vikings. They got the Chargers. That'll be a tough game. Hampton should be back. Then the Commanders and the Giants. And the Giants, as have shown, Lions fans are like, oh, Packers barely beating the Giants. Real quiet today. Real quiet today. Okay. But it feels like, and I mentioned this when they made the Quinnen Williams trade, unless they can win against the Chiefs and the Lions, which is possible, but it's going to be difficult. It seems like heading into next year with more draft picks, that, oh man, maybe the Cowboys are going to make some noise. They're going to have to re-sign George Pickens, but watch out. I think they're at least going to be a problem, in the NFC. And I feel like depending on how the rest of the season goes, they could still be vying for that playoff spot, but it's very competitive right now. The NFC is pretty stacked.
I'm not going to buy into the Cowboys until they're able to draft one more Tyler for their offensive line.
That's fair.
In fact, if it's not 5 Tylers, they'll never win. They need all Tylers.
They need all the Tylers. Yeah.
Anytime there's like a Cowboys penalty on the offensive line, in my head, I'm just like, it's on a Tyler.
It's Tyler.
It's Tyler's fault. It's freaking Tyler's fault.
Patriots also got some good news too. I mean, because it looks like the injuries aren't as severe. Will Campbell, I think it was what I put in the rundown. It was a sprained MCL, I think they were talking about. So he would go on IR, but he could return later this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it looks like they avoided serious injury because it looked like that Campbell injury was significant. So that is some good news. But yes, it was a very good week for the New England Patriots. They are now number 1 in the AFC. So I'd say it's pretty good.
First 10-win team. Wait, are the Rams at 10 wins?
They are currently at 9. They're 9-2.
9. Yeah, because the Pats haven't had their bye. So
yeah, they're the first 10-win team.
I was correct.
Yeah, did someone tell you had a clip of you saying purple incarnation of Satan against the Green Bay mother-loving Packers was in the German pregame broadcast on TV? Someone said that I was on German TV. I didn't know that it was me saying the purple incarnation of Satan. This is why I love you, Germany. I need to find that clip. I need to go find that. Because the people need to know about the purple incarnation of Satan and how truly evil they are. And thankfully, good triumphed over evil yesterday because we beat the pants off of those Minnesota Vikings. Oh, God. For the first time in weeks, I actually had like no stress in the second half. It was so nice. It was so wonderful. 5 sacks on J.J. McCarthy. Devontae Wyatt not only had 2 sacks, but also injured our own corner in Keyshawn Nixon. That's a true story. Keyshawn Nixon was running after making a play, and Devontae Wyatt was just standing on the sideline, and Nixon bounced off of him, and Devontae Wyatt like didn't even move, and he was like, oh, and then Nixon did not return to the game. So hopefully he's okay. But yeah, 5 sacks, 2 from Micah Parsons as well, 2 interceptions. McDuffie had himself a really good game. And this is a game where the Packers were missing a few different pieces. Lucas Van Ness came back. He got banged up in this game. There was no Quay Walker in the middle. Then on the offense, there was no Josh Jacobs. There was no Matthew Golden. McManus was kicking again. He was a perfect 3 for 3. But the defense just absolutely dominated this game. And Emmanuel Wilson really was doing nice in Josh Jacobs' absence. He's been a really nice RB2. And 2 touchdowns. He played a really nice game.
I love that Emmanuel Wilson did replace Josh Jacobs, and the Packers stayed true to form and made sure that Wilson would not get over 4 yards per carry.
No.
You're going to go
run it 28 times.
Chunk by chunk. But, look, 28 carries. I fucking love that. I love when a running back gets 20 carries. When they get over 25 carries, I get very happy. Especially when they're not ripping off big. His longest run was 12 yards.
Yep.
But you controlled the game, and you just let the Vikings self-destruct. Obviously, J.J. McCarthy is having a very rough season. Every week, I think he makes Vikings fans more concerned, which is not good. He's hitting statistical similarities to guys like Jamarcus Russell, Christian Ponder, David Carr. You don't want to be in those categories.
No.
Hopefully they figure it out. Hopefully he just needs lots of time and lots of reps. But I would be a little worried right now if I'm a Vikings fan because he didn't do anything to help Minnesota in this game.
No, and again, it's not fully his fault, but he just was not great. I mean, there was throws he just made. There was a couple early ones to Justin Jefferson. There were actually some really nice throws. He threw one over the middle that was in tight, had a tight window, and then there was one to the sideline that was a nice throw. But yeah, it's pretty bad for JJ McCarthy. And listen, I could very much just keep on throwing salt on the wound, but it's exactly what you said. He actually needs some time to develop, right? You can't just throw him out there. The issue is that they were a 14-win team last season, and so that juxtaposition is really rough. If they didn't get Sam Darnold and JJ just played like this all of last season, this would be the evaluation year. And so now next year is just going to be the evaluation year for the Vikings and seeing if they can win with JJ. And if not, they'll make some changes. But yeah, it's just tough seeing other quarterbacks that were on your team do much better.
The Vikings probably have the most disappointing season, I think, in terms of what their expectations were and what has actually happened this year.
Sure. Which is really upsetting to me.
Yeah. They
crying
really are missing Carson Wentz. If you're missing Carson Wentz as bad as Vikings fans are, your season is fucked.
Matthew Stafford's gonna be that competition, Bennett. Stafford, oh god, that was not a game last night. That was a mauling last night. We'll talk about these other games, but we're just kind of just bouncing around right now. Yeah, the Buccaneers, they got their ass beat, man. The Baker Mayfield,
physically, literally just beat up.
No, they got beat up. Baker Mayfield now has a sprained shoulder. He's getting an MRI on that. He went out right at halftime. It's his left shoulder. He just threw it up as far as he could and immediately dropped down. Teddy Bridgewater took over in the second half. Couldn't really do a whole lot on offense. And dude, kudos to the Rams. I mean, this game was over in the second quarter. I mean, there was a total of 3 points scored in the second half, and the Rams just dominated every aspect of this game. Matthew Stafford and Davante Adams. Oh, there was one floating ball that he did to Davante that was just so beautifully timed. It brought a tear to my eye, man. But the Rams, they look like the best team in football. I mean, they put on a show last night, and they're replaying the Seahawks again in a few weeks here on Thursday night. So that's going to be one hell of a game.
And Davante, he finally caught a touchdown longer than a yard. He had 2 touchdowns in this game.
Yep.
Stafford hasn't thrown an interception. Is he like 25 touchdowns to 0 picks now?
I think it's like, because he only has 2 on the season, right?
Yeah, it's quite ridiculous.
It's 30-2, right?
Matthew Stafford. When
30 touchdowns, and his last interception was September 21st against the Eagles.
Yeah, that was his worst game.
Jeez,
57% completion rate in that game against Philly. The only one below, well, no, his Seahawks was below 60, but 2 touchdowns against Seattle. Yeah, he's been lighting it up. The Rams continue to look like the most complete team in the league. They even get in their kicking game correct.
Oh yes, thick kick
with Thicker the kicker. You know.
Yep. And you think about the Rams is I talked about them in the offseason, right? Getting Davante Adams, and there were some Rams fans that were like, "Hey, are we getting Jets player Davante Adams?" And I was like, Davante Adams on the Jets actually was fine. It's just Rodgers couldn't hit him a good chunk of the times. And look, Davante Adams is doing just fine. And having him as an option who usually has like incredible hands, and you already have Puka Nacua, who's one of the best wide receivers in the league. Yeah, I mean, that just makes their offense so much better. So they're going to be a force to be reckoned with come playoff time because they got a good defense, they got a good offense, and like you said, balance. I think that's what defines the Rams this year. And the Buccaneers, oh boy, don't look now, but things are getting crazy. If the Panthers win today, they will be number 1 in the NFC South.
Ooh-wee. That's a tough task against another NFC West team. They're playing the Niners, but
it's insane game.
Yeah, the Bucs, it feels like they are just
it's true.
They're crumbling. Too many injuries. And
Godwin
now
came back.
And that play was weird because Baker, it looked like he sprained his shoulder just by throwing the ball too hard.
Well, he was holding his shoulder before he went out on that last play and before half. He was holding it before, and he looked like he was in a good amount of pain.
He tried to let it rip, and it just probably ripped a little bit
even more. Yeah. So they're in trouble, man, just because they can't be healthy. Still no Bucky Irving, right? So that's a bit of an issue. Godwin did come back, but I think he had 2 receptions last night. So it was a tough night. And if Baker Mayfield is going to miss any amount of time, you got to worry about the Buccaneers right now.
Yeah,
the Panthers still got to play him. So is Pickens better than CD? I think he's outperforming him this season, but I mean, I wouldn't throw away CD Lamb. CD Lamb's still a great wide receiver. So
they're so different. They're very complimentary. It's like Pickens is such like a it's hard because I don't want to call him a possession receiver, but it's like you throw in the ball, he's going to catch it. He also is just he can be elusive after the catch. CD's more of your like standard number 1, great routes, great speed,
usually good hands.
Hard to defend in the, as a technically savvy receiver, but they're a very good complement to each other.
Yeah. I mean,
like the Steelers could have really used George Pickens this year,
Yeah, I'm not really worried about CD, Joey. I mean, I think that they're going to be fine. And I feel like anything that if the Cowboys are somehow able to make it into the postseason, then we're having this conversation. But I feel like just the way that this season has gone, it's going to be tough for them to make the playoffs. So any positive that you can pull from the Cowboys, I think is just going to enhance how they're going to look next year. But hey, you never know, man. You never know. Teams might start going into free fall.
Yeah. George is like your 80-20 receiver, right? You just throw him a jump ball. He's gonna catch it and catch it wherever.
Dude, yeah, the North and West is going to be crazy. I mean, you're going to have at least the Seahawks and the Rams in from the NFC West, guaranteed. And then who knows what's going on in the NFC North, man. I thought the Packers were going to get a little bit of a reprieve because it looked like the Lions were potentially going to lose that game. It looks like the Bears are going to potentially lose that game. They both won, so the Bears stay on top of the division. And, of course, the Packers got to play the Lions on Thanksgiving. That's going to be one heck of a game. So, yeah, the NFC is going to get crazy. This game was a little bit closer than anticipated in the beginning. And then in the third quarter, it was very close. A little close, but, Sam Darnold. All right.
No, the Seahawks, they continue to do a nice job at getting a lead and then playing their worst football after getting said lead. But the story with Seattle is just JSN. He continues to dominate. He is on a historic pace. There's a good chance we see him cross 2,000 receiving yards. He's got 1,300 on the season so far. And I believe he set the Seahawks franchise record for most
first 12 games,
receiving yards in a career for a Seahawk.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, as someone who very much wanted the Packers to draft JSN and was crushed when they didn't, so great to see him doing well in Seattle.
I mean, look at the rest of the receiving yards in this game.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker, number 2 with 30. They need themselves there. They need a George Pickens in Seattle.
Dude, you could add all those up and double it, and it's right around where JSN was for yardage.
Yeah, and it sucks because they had to put Torrey Horton on IR, and he was kind of emerging as another threat in the receiving game there. I think Rashid Shaheed had a couple nice returns in this game, but they traded for him, and they got to figure out how to get him a little more involved in the passing game. But Cam Ward and the Titans, they fought back. Cam played a pretty solid game. 4 sacks for him is like 1 sack for a veteran QB at this rate. It just, he is their offense. He is their team. And it's just a bad situation in Tennessee. But let's hope the Titans have a very good offseason to help frickin' Cam Ward.
I mean, he's throwing the ball 42 times, man. Someone was asking because Myles Garrett had himself a day yesterday, and they're like, okay, is he going to break the sack record? And when is he going to break it? Not next week, but the week after. The Titans are playing Cleveland.
Oh, God.
It might be against good old Cam Ward.
Good golly.
Yeah, he got sacked 4 times in this game. I mean, the D-line for the Seahawks is always good, but yeah, that's going to be tough, man.
Yeah, I would say 4 sacks against Seattle. That's actually an improvement for Tennessee.
Yeah. Yeah. Not good, my friend. Not good. Listen, now the Patriots are all the way back. They are all the way back. Yeah, and that was a close game against the Bengals. That game was a little bit of a close one for a bit, and you're like, ooh, okay, what's going on? Because Drake Maye had a pick 6.
Yeah, he and Flacco each threw pick 6s in this game.
Jan.
And Joe gave Cincy a chance late. Threw a very nice touchdown pass. But the Patriots answered with a field goal, so the Bengals needed a touchdown to, at very least tie the game at 6. And the Patriots brought pressure. Flacco had to throw, and it just went nowhere. But I thought the Bengals defense overall played much better than normal.
It wasn't ass.
Yeah,
it was not.
Still not great.
Worst.
But, Hunter Henry had a great game. Drake Maye, he threw a pick 6, and he airmailed it. It was just, he just sailed the ball. So it was a bad throw by Drake. He doesn't have a lot of those. But the Patriots got to win. That's all they needed. And now it's going to be an interesting race between Denver and New England because the Colts choked. You choked, Indy. You had a chance to give the Chiefs a losing record, and you just played like butt in the second half of that game.
We'll see you in 2 weeks, Case. We'll see you.
I'm so mad at Indy.
Yeah, let's pull up that game.
Sorry, I forgot. I thought I've been showing the Patriots Bengals stats, but I haven't.
It's okay, buddy.
God.
Right,
Here we go. Here we go.
There we go.
Disappointment Island. Look, I watched this. So I watched Red Zone all day yesterday. I didn't have the Broncos game. But next to Red Zone, I watched this game in its entirety pretty much. And I watched almost all of the Browns Raiders game. Because why not?
It's true vacant.
Indy, great first half of football. Went into halftime up 14-9. Shouldn't have let one of those drives go with the field goal. But the Chiefs asked Danniel Jones and the Colts to beat them through the air because Kansas City shut down Jonathan Taylor. He was like a non-factor in this game. So credit the Chiefs defense for just taking away the Colts' strength on offense. That was always like the Belichick game plan, right? Just take away the thing they do really well and force them to try and beat you another way.
Mm-hmm.
Indy couldn't do it. They had success in that first half. 2 touchdowns. Second half, just 2 field goals. There were so many 3-and-outs late in this game for the Colts. It was pathetic. And the Colts actually, yes, Kansas City, the Colts had more favorable calls from the officials in this game. More favorable calls. And they couldn't get it done. They caught so many breaks, like Kareem Hunt fumbles in the red zone. And Indy does nothing. So, solid defensive game. It looked to me as like one of Kansas City's best defensive performances of the season. And what Kansas City did, they
there you go. They ran the ball.
30 carries for Hunt. So,
oh my God, it's about freaking time, man. I mean, that's what they've been missing that all season, dude. Right? It was like they've had no complimentary run game at all. There's been plenty of games where Patrick Mahomes is their leading rusher, but actually committing to the run, look at that.
Well, and it's odd because yes, they did commit to the run, but they still threw the ball 46 times.
Correct.
So they have done this a lot this season. They have these long sustained drives. They run a lot of plays. And when your opponent's going 3-and-outs, it just allows you to control the game. And it was really just Indy not capitalizing on their opportunities. And then late in this game, Charvarius Ward just really couldn't hang with Rashee Rice or Xavier Worthy. Their big plays late, I believe Ward was in coverage there. But yeah, I mean, look, they dominated the time of possession. They still had to go to overtime to get the win.
And the thing you're worried about Kansas City is getting their pass protection, right? Because Mahomes got sacked how many times?
I think it was 3.
They're saying 4. Okay.
4 sacks. So, okay. That was one off.
That hasn't been better, but dude, I mean, look at the penalties, right? So 11 penalties for the Colts, shooting themselves in the foot. 5 for 13 on third down is not ideal. It's not the best. But I think that's the crazy one because you look at time possession, but even just the total plays, 91 total plays to 50. Yeah. They had the ball a lot, Kansas City. And yeah, you got to shout out Spags, man. He called a nice fourth quarter.
Honestly, Shane Steichen needs to coach with some more balls, some more testicles. There were 2 points in this game. It was 4th and short. I think one was a 4th and 2, one was a 4th and 3. You're in that weird spot of the field where it's like, do we go for it? Do we punt and net 25, 30 yards? The first time they do this thing where they try and get them to jump off sides, doesn't work. Later in the game, I thought they should have gone for it. And they just defaulted, tried to get Chiefs to jump, don't take the penalty and punt. And it's like, it was kind of a cowardly move at that time because the Colts defense was keeping them in the game. And I think at some point you just got to go for the win or go for like a play to give your offense some momentum. And it was just like, they didn't have it in them. And I get why, like it's
sure
you're holding on to a small lead. You're just trying not to do something stupid against the Chiefs to give their offense an easy scoring drive. But in terms of testicles, none.
It's also like playing to, not lose, right? Instead of playing to win. Yeah. I mean, like that's so. So like there were some Packers fans looking at the play calling late in that game, and they were kind of like, oh, "What are we doing? We're just running the ball." Oh God, they ran on 3rd and 1 out of the shotgun again, Brandon. I wanted to grab a shotgun. It was horrific. And guess what? They didn't get it. They didn't get the first down. But when you're up by a sizable lead and your defense is playing well, cool. You understand it, right? You're like, okay. But in this case, in Arrowhead, and the lead is not that significant, yeah, it's unfortunate for the Colts, man. And what's more unfortunate is that their division is not getting worse, right? We were talking about them running away with the AFC South. The Jaguars, they're winning football games. The Texans, still worried about their offense, but they're winning football games, and they're still the Colts are going to have to go up against the Texans twice, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because they haven't played them yet this season, and going up against that defense is going to suck. And if you have Jonathan Taylor get stopped,
well, it's why I wanted the Colts to win this game. Now, ultimately, thank you, Kansas City, because this does help the Broncos in the AFC standing. So there was my silver lining. But I'm I don't think the Colts are gonna win out this season. They've got some tough games. I think our high on the Colts is come back down a little bit. They're still a very good football team, and losing by 3 points in overtime to the Chiefs doesn't mean your season's over.
Correct.
And they're first half they played great football. Then their offense disappeared. I think some of their issues in this game are very correctable.
And so that's the chat just remind me too. It's also the Jaguars twice.
Yes.
So they got to play.
Jags are feisty.
Dude, there's 6 games left.
Yeah, I know. There's a lot of
6
football
games left. 4 of them against the division. The Packers going through the same thing. And oh boy, the Colts, I can understand the nerves that Colts fans are going through right now of uh-oh, let's hope that this season ends as well as it started.
Yeah. And the Colts were gifted the Chiefs had a touchdown called back because of a face mask that, to be fair, in real time probably looked like a face mask, but when you saw it on replay, it wasn't a face mask. And it's a call that should have been reviewable, not challengeable, but reviewable, and was not reviewed and corrected. So the Chiefs got robbed of a touchdown. Indy held them to a field goal after that. And those you get a Kareem Hunt fumble. You had a Travis Kelce offensive pass interference call that was not an offensive pass interference call that had the Chiefs backed up deep on their own goal line. And despite all that, the Colts still lost. Now, Chiefs fans trying to tell us who gets all the calls? Oh, so the Chiefs get all the calls? It's not the burn you think it is. Because as we say, you know what? The Chiefs are not getting all the calls from the refs. And look at your record. You're 6-5.
Oh, boy.
So as soon as those refs don't come to bat for you, you're an average team. Just like we've all been saying, Tom. Just like we've all been saying the whole fucking time. It's not the own you think it is, Kansas City. It's not. You're playing like the rest of the teams out there, and you're pedestrian. You barely beat the Colts. My team, we had to get fucked by the refs to lose to the Colts.
I don't know if that's the own you think it is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Xanth, if Stafford to answer this question, I think he's on a good trajectory. If he wins the Super Bowl this year, then I think Stafford's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Personally, as someone who's watched his entire career with the Lions, I think he deserves it just for being on that Detroit squad some years because he was the best player by far at times. So
I put him in the Hall when he won the Super Bowl. That's when I said he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
One season removed from the Lions and he wins the Super Bowl.
Pretty good.
Dear God.
Bears, the games against Green Bay are going to be huge. They're going to be huge. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Talk about that Bears game. The Bears barely fielded a defense. They're
Wait. Sorry.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
We know at some point Stafford and the Rams are going to part ways or Stafford's going to retire.
Sure.
What if the Rams want to move on? And I don't think they do. They injected Stafford with whatever was in that Airstream at practice. He got the stem cells. He got whatever. It saved him. He looks youthful out there. So I think he's got a few years left in him. What if he goes back to Detroit in his last season? Goff continues to struggle or whatever. And I'm not saying he's like struggling like very bad. Like just the last couple games, he hasn't been as good as normal. And Stafford wins Detroit their first Super Bowl. That'd be one of the most fucked up things. But beautiful, poetic. Poor Jared Goff gets traded back to the Rams for Matthew Stafford so Stafford could retire a Lion, and then Stafford wins the Lions a Super Bowl, and he beats Goff as a Ram in the playoffs to do it.
Yeah. Well,
if there is a script writer, Tom, if there is.
Don't know who could be.
Anyway.
Micah Parsons will be waiting. So, he'll be waiting. We'll wait. Video with a finish!
People saying that that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yes, no shit.
For 3 first-round picks.
I'm talking about a magical dream scenario. I'm like, I don't think that's going to happen.
The Epstein-Barr virus. Isn't that the thing that leads... Is that the mono comes from that, if I'm not mistaken? Well, that is very unfortunate. Hopefully... I don't know what clip to play for this video, but hope nothing but good things.
I know one not to play.
Oh boy. Well, here are my hands to show that whatever clip plays next. This is Bram.
I'm not playing one. I said I know one not to play.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay.
Actually, you know what? This won't hurt anybody's feelings.
Pero Bo Nix is especial con great play.
There you go. Shout out. That's no good. That's no good. Hopefully, can work through that. Yeah, that's no good. Yeah, I think, right, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what leads to mono. I could be wrong. I've never had mono before.
No, I think it's kissing. I think you're confusing that with kissing.
No, what?
Mono's the kissing disease.
No, I'm very aware what mono is.
So kissing leads to mono.
Hold on. Okay, it's not the same. It's the illness that it commonly causes. Okay, so they are linked. All right, I'm not completely crazy. Okay. All right.
The only thing I know is you don't want to have anything to do with Epstein.
No. Definitely don't want that. Talking about the Chicago Bears.
Poor Max. Why is Max?
Dude. Crosby, listen, I respect Max Crosby for being like, I'm a Raider, man.
For staying there.
I'm a
Could've
Raider.
Played anywhere. Chose the Raiders.
Thank Christ he is not on the Lions.
Mentality, Tom.
Thank God he is not there. Thank God.
Perna,
because that would be a problem. Because Hutch made that play at the very end, too, against Jameis. Yeah, the Bears were like, okay, we have no linebackers. Our secondary's still beat up. Let's go play against an Aaron Rodgers-less Pittsburgh Steelers. And this was a close game. This was definitely a close game.
Chicago's just going to win by 3 points. That's just how they're winning now.
Caleb Williams, though. Caleb Williams.
Look at that. Look at Caleb.
That's good.
239. This is the only game I haven't written about for winners and losers this morning. So I don't know what the hell I'm talking about is what I'm saying. But look at Caleb. 3 touchdowns.
No. So heading into this game, I mean, literally, I think they were on their 4th or their 5th string linebacker. Like, they had nobody back there. And again, I know you're going up against Mason Rudolph, right? Who's not going to be the best. You know, Aaron Rodgers, it would have been nice to see him play, just to close that book. But yeah, I mean, you got to give, this is just another example of the Bears getting a gritty win. You got to give them credit, man. Yeah. Like, I don't care how pretty or not it is. And I also feel like, I was talking about this yesterday during the streams, we're at the point of the season, right, that after tonight's game, like, there's 6 games that are going to be played. That's it. Now, it doesn't matter how you win. It doesn't matter if it looks pretty. It doesn't matter if it's like, oh, man, you blew the team out. You're getting wins because now standings are starting to become a factor here. And especially in the NFC North, where you have the Bears on top of the division. They got divisional games left. They got to play the Packers twice, right? It's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a race at the very end. It's going to be so much fun, but Bears deserves credit, man. Especially
the one thing that doesn't show up here for Caleb is this sack. I believe, was that the one in the end zone that resulted in a touchdown for the Steelers? I think that's what happened early in that game.
TJ Watt threw him. Yeah.
Yeah, the ball came out, and the Steelers, I believe, got a touchdown there.
Yeah, so they got a touchdown off of it.
That sack it doesn't look. You're like, oh, just one sack, but that was a pretty costly one.
Yeah.
In addition, obviously, we knew, the Bears going in that game without their top 3 linebackers. They still didn't get their corners back. So that's 5 basically defenders you're trying to have to accommodate for not being in the game for you. And I just want one of the men called upon to play linebacker. Can you say that name, Tom?
No.
Oh, man.
Is it
Imika and Big Boo, Imika and Big Boo, Imika and Big Boo, Imika and Big Boo, Imika and Big Boo.
I'm scared of doing that, trying to say...
You don't want to pull a Tom Brady?
Ogbong Mibiga?
Hold on. Now
I don't want to pull a Gronk or a Tom Brady.
I definitely don't want to pull a Tom Brady. All right, hold on. I got this. Pronunciation. Let's see. It's Ogbong Bemiga. Ogbong Bemiga.
I think I was close. Look, He had 12 combined tackles, stepped up nicely in the role there. Now, the Steelers did rush pretty well against the Bears, but big win. Chicago 8-3, man. Woo!
And now the Ravens are on top of the AFC North, just about everybody predicted.
Yeah, and the Ravens game,
let
me give you some inside the park knowledge here, Tom. In our winners and losers script, Johnny and we're popping in notes all day long.
Sure.
Clips, moments, things we're going to talk about. Ravens Jets game, the only note, Ravens now in first place.
Defense
we got nothing from that game. It was so boring. It was buried in red zone.
It was not very good. It was not.
And when I got there, you know who the most important player was for the Ravens? Their fucking punter. He had a 74-yard punt in this game. He had a 64-yarder that bounced out at the 5. He averaged 61 yards per punt. Or is that? Oh, wait, hold on. Jets punter was pretty good too, but 61.5 yards per punt. Average. And this is you got a team with Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, and the most entertaining guy was your punter, Stout.
Yeah. Lamar has not been looking good these past few weeks. I mean, again, give credit to the defense because the defense has been consistent over the past few weeks and they've been playing well. But yeah, the Ravens, they don't look as sharp as I think a lot of people anticipated. And we're kind of just waiting for that offense to take that next step, and it's just not doing it. And the Jets, shout out to them, man. They're holding their own. It wasn't a blowout.
The most tragic thing from this game is Breece Hall was giving the Jets a chance late.
Yeah.
Takes a long screen pass down to the 20. Then they get a penalty. It's 1st and 20. He gets 15 back. They go back to Breece Hall, and it looks like he's going to score, and instead he fumbles the ball away to the Ravens, and that's basically when the game ended. But my question, the Ravens offense was great for a month while their defense was terrible. Then their defense figures itself out while Lamar's hurt. Now Lamar's back, and their offense looks just very pedestrian. But the Jets, there's 2 things here. I think the Jets defense is playing very respectable football.
Yes.
For a bad overall team. Which bad team do you feel better about, the Jets or the Giants, going into the offseason?
Out of all the, listen, who would you say right now is the worst team in the league? It's probably the Titans, right?
I would say the Raiders right now are worse than Tennessee.
Great. Sure. Raiders. For the second season in a row, the New York Giants are the first team eliminated from the playoffs. They were eliminated from the playoffs yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's not great. I got to be honest with you. I actually feel a good amount of confidence for the Giants.
Yeah.
Because they are, first of all, they still got hands, right? No Jackson Dart, no Scattaboo, no Malik Neighbors. That offensive line is still not ideal, and they're still going toe-to-toe with teams. So I mean, even in the beginning of the year with Russell Wilson, right? They were putting up 40 points against the Cowboys. It was very short-lived, but you do worry about, because what are they saying? Who was out on that last drive? Because the commentators were talking about it. I think it was Dexter Lawrence. He wasn't in there at overtime. He wasn't on the field, and that's when Gibbs just took off and scored. They just seem like a team that if you build up that in the trenches, you build up that O-line specifically with Dart, with Scadaboo, with Neighbors, I think that they're in good hands as long as they hire the right coach. I think they deserve a lot of credit. The Jets have all those draft picks that are, stored away. I don't know if I trust the Jets to draft well, but it feels like the Giants already have some key pieces.
Yeah, they're both bad teams, but they're not fully as bad as each of them have 2 wins, their 2-win records or whatever. Did they have 3 wins now? I forget, and
Tyrone Tracy for 2 weeks in a row has looked really good. He looked good against the Packers, and he had a really nice game against the Lions too.
Okay, so Winston signed a 2-year deal with the Giants, and I think the Giants would be very smart to be able to bring Jameis Winston back because of what Jameis can do. This was Jameis's one of his best games in a very long time, because usually when you see Jameis with 366 passing yards and the 2 touchdowns, there's also at least 2 interceptions there or a couple bad fumbles, and you're just like, he was Jameis, but he played very well. Plus, he caught a touchdown. That play was just ridiculous.
That play was insanity.
It wasn't just that he caught a touchdown; it's that he looked like a good. I thought it was Wan'Dale Robinson scoring that touchdown when I first was glancing at it, and they kept saying Jameis, and I was like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Yep.
So
he made a move, man.
Yeah, he did. And Wan'Dale Robinson had a tremendous game.
Yep.
So Wan'Dale, Malik Neighbors, you got pieces with the Giants, but they lost because Jahmyr Gibbs had just an insane day.
Yeah.
Close to, what was it, 270
yeah, it's
yards?
Around there.
Something in there. 3 total touchdowns for Gibbs. And he scores a 69-yard touchdown in overtime. That's just soul crushing if you're a Giants fan. And it's not even the worst way the Giants have lost this season.
It's not even close. No. Again, they put it in overtime and not in the fourth. The Giants were not losing this game until overtime.
Yeah. And the Giants, their first half, they outplayed Detroit.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave up. I mean, they had a bad second quarter. But I was like, I was very worried about the Lions. And then figured a way out to, get the win.
Thursday's game, man. Thursday's game's going to be big.
Is it Lions-Packers?
Yeah. That's going to be big. So
yeah, I was looking at Thanksgiving. I was like, maybe I'll stream the Lions-Packers game. And I was like, oh, they're playing. I was like, maybe I'll stream the Lions game. And then saw they're playing the Packers. I was like, no.
Why don't you do Chiefs-Cowboys?
No, I'm going to enjoy my night.
Well, that's not a prime time game.
I'm enjoying my afternoon.
Okay, that's fair.
Not streaming any of them.
Jaguars, Cardinals. Woo! I said in predictions that this was probably going to be a close game. It was. Went into overtime. Jacoby Brissett got sacked 6 times in this game. It wasn't pretty. Trevor Lawrence, have you learned anything about Trevor Lawrence? He threw 3 touchdowns. A, he threw 3 interceptions. Oh. Yeah. 3 for 11 on 3rd down. The Jaguars are so confusing, man. And the Cardinals are not a pushover team. They're not a great team, but they're not a pushover team. So that's why I thought this was going to be competitive. But they just blew out the Chargers, the Jaguars. And now they're getting into a battle with the Cardinals. They're just so confusing, man.
No, they're not confusing.
I just don't know who they are.
Trevor Lawrence is just the blonde Jameis Winston, Tom. You heard it here first. The flowing, locked, blonde Jameis Winston is Trevor Lawrence. I was writing about it this morning, and Johnny and I were laughing because yesterday I was like, Trevor Lawrence is bad. He's just a bad quarterback. And literally, as I was writing that, he throws a beautiful touchdown to Parker Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Every game, Trevor Lawrence is going to give you some really impressive things, and he's going to give you some head scratching. What are you doing? What are you doing? But yeah,
Travis Etienne had a nice game.
Yes, the running backs are making a difference for him.
Yeah, I feel like that's your somewhat good news if you're the Colts, because I don't know what version of the Jaguars the Colts are going to get in those two matchups, but they are beatable. It just depends on which version of them shows up from week to week. Yeah, I don't know, man. Parker Washington's been having a nice few weeks, though. I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
It's true, Brock.
He had another touchdown grab, and then that special teams play where we were all re-educated on the rule where there's nothing bad can happen to the receiving team if the punting team touches the ball first.
And the Cardinals, man, I feel like you are just kind of scratching your head. You had some weird coaching decisions. I think the chat was talking about like letting the time run out. It was just, yeah. They
could have clocked it. They could have given themselves a couple chances, to try and score a touchdown. But on the flip side, I don't mind them running a play there because I think the thought is you kind of got the defense reeling, and Jacoby did take a shot to the end zone. They didn't connect, but yeah, there's what was the other I was just watching this morning. I was like, this game was actually pretty entertaining, start to finish.
No, it was a good game because you have like the Cardinals are a fun team to watch unless you're a Cardinals fan, like that's just that. Giovanni, I can't say the Chiefs are back, but it's a big win. It's a big win. I don't know if they're back. Let's see them play against the Cow. That's gonna be that's shaping up to be a really good Thanksgiving game. I think like a few weeks ago, we all wrote off that game of like, oh, Cowboys, Chiefs, neither going to make the postseason. Both trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. So we'll see. A win is a win. A win is a win. You also have the Falcons and Saints. So Kirk Cousins.
Did you?
He did it. He did it.
Yes, he did. I picked the Saints to win. I was wrong. Cousins played decent.
Shuck got sacked 5 times.
Yeah. After that pick,
pass rush is good.
Yeah. Cousins had one really nice touchdown pass. It was a deep ball. Was that to Mooney or Sill? It was to Mooney, I think. Yeah, Saints are bad.
Yeah.
Saints went from feisty to just bad.
Yeah. I mean, Chuck threw the ball 43 freaking times, man.
Yeah, great for a rookie.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, the Raiders might sign Gunner after what we saw yesterday.
Yeah? Yes.
Oh, it's Dolphins Saints next week? Oh. And the Saints are working out Justin Tucker? You don't deserve nice things.
The Saints are?
That's what Saints are working out
Droopy
Justin
missed
Tucker.
a kick. Yeah, wait, hold on.
They're working them out.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it, New Orleans. You were 3 points away from winning. You were 6 points away from winning. You were 9 points away from. You were 12. I had Groupie kicked 5 field goals. You could have won this game, New Orleans.
Could have done it.
Drafted. Take a kicker out of college. I really, really want Tucker to be a Brown.
Honestly, the jokes write themselves.
Yeah.
This be the Spider-Man meme. CJ, yeah, Sam Darnold revenge game against the Vikings. Oh boy, what that D-line is going to do to JJ McCarthy. I am concerned for that young man.
Is that this week, Seahawks Vikings?
I think it's coming up. Yeah.
Oh God.
It's it is. That's going to be.
I hope Sam Darnold sets the single game passing record for yards.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
I hope he does it.
Yep. Yeah. Listen, I know Jameis gets a lot of positive media there. I feel like for Cleveland, did you watch Shedeur at all in that game?
Yeah. I watched this whole game. I recapped this game last night. I was like, I'm going to do a Shedeur video no matter what happens. And he was fine. Also, I think the upside Shedeur has over Dylan Gabriel is Shedeur is not scared to take a shot downfield.
Sure.
And he can throw a good ball downfield.
Yeah.
So this game, he had I think it was a 53-yard pass to Bond. That was kind of like a 52-yard pass. That was kind of like his big moment, his big play. He did some other things well, but like when if he wasn't making his start in this game, nobody would be talking about Shedeur, because the only story from this game was the Browns sacking Geno Smith 10 freaking times. And the joke I kept making is that Kevin Stefanski hates Shedeur Sanders so much that he had Judkins in Wildcat as quarterback, I think at least 4 times in this game.
Yeah.
So he was stealing reps from Shedeur Sanders, even in Shedeur Sanders' first start at quarterback.
Yep.
Geno sacked 10 times, though. Dear God.
That's kind of insane. It's kind of wild. Like, what do you even do with that? I mean, we've been talking about how bad their offensive line is, but like, what do you do? What do you do?
Yeah.
That's just, I'm sorry, Raiders. I picked the Browns to win this game because they're that bad, but you allowed 10 sacks. It's a problem.
Yeah. And Jerry Jeudy had one of the dumbest fumbles you'll see. But this was the other thing. Like, if you're a Browns fan and you're looking for optimism, Dylan Sampson, rookie. Isaiah Bond, rookie. Harold Fannin, rookie. Quinshon Judkins, rookie. Dylan Sampson again, rookie. Harold Fannin again, rookie. Like, Shedeur, you're rookie. Your draft class, if these guys keep producing, and now it's going to be contingent on whether or not like Shedeur's your quarterback. I don't even think Browns fans know if Shedeur's going to be the quarterback or if they're going to go right back to Dylan Gabriel. If Shedeur's the guy, you're going to really like this draft class for Cleveland. Or if they find a quarterback that can come in and you know, light it up a little bit. But there's a lot of production from young players. Now, given it's just the Raiders, make of it.
It is the Raiders. I mean, any team can look good against the Raiders, right? And score over 10 points.
I mean, that looks so silly. 10 sacks.
10 sacks is wild. It's the amount of points they scored in this game.
Yeah.
It's a point for every sack.
Yeah. It's rough.
Yeah. Dude, and imagine Myles Garrett doing this like on an actual good team. Oh, what could have been?
Yeah.
Could have been.
And that's why, you know, Chip Kelly, the Raiders offensive coordinator, was fired after this game. Just like, dear God, man, you got the Raiders offense has no strengths.
No.
None.
No.
It sucks.
Genty had more than 1 yard averaging though, so that's nice. He had 2.9. It's just embarrassing, man. I mean, you had the offensive line is horrific. Like truly, it is bad. Yeah. Sounds like a good day. Let's go.
Myles Garrett is the Joe Thomas of defensive linemen. Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But tonight, we got an interesting one. I'm actually really excited about tonight's game. I think because it could go either way. You got Panthers with the division on the line right now to take control of the NFC South. That adds a little nuance to it. The 49ers trying to keep their season alive. They got 7 wins in a very crowded NFC West. Yeah. It's going to be a fun one, man. Can Bryce throw it up against this secondary? Can he do it 2 weeks in a row? I'm excited.
Yeah, we're going to find out how much hope Panthers fans should have. Even if they lose this game, if they play a competitive match against the Niners,
yeah,
if they can slow down Brock Purdy at all, you know, you'll feel good if you're a Panthers fan.
I mean, dude, we were talking about this, right? Panthers fans were in the chat last night, and they were like, I feel weird. There's like stakes and things. And it's like, dude, I mean, we were talking about, man, hopefully the Panthers could be here. And what, a month or 2 ago, we were like, all right, well, this is already done. And now they're back in the conversation, man. They're back. But Perna cursed them, so, you know. Appreciate you, Jalen. Appreciate you.
It seems like, yeah, well, you know what? That's a tough curse. That's a tough curse. I respect the Panthers right now. They've earned my respect. They got to win that coin toss. I told you, Tom. Time for me to go before I pull a Brady.
There would have to be a few jumps for you to get there. Oh, God. It'll be a fun one. I'll be streaming it. Perna, what do you got coming out?
We got go check out the Browns recap, the Shedeur Sanders video. It's live on YouTube.
There we go. Today, every NFL fan's reaction will be out after Monday Night Football. I'll be streaming Monday Night Football. Maybe I get a skit done. I might be working on scripted today, so we'll see if I actually get that mostly done for tomorrow. And holy crap, Jan, why not fitting? For the kidding. Seahawks Vikings get ugly very quick. Yeah. Packers whole Vikings team like they gave up already. Well, I think for the Vikings now is unfortunately just an evaluation year. And it's just, okay, what can JJ McCarthy do? And they still got to play against the Packers. They still got to go against the Seahawks. Like it's not going to be a fun end to the season unless JJ McCarthy starts looking like, oh man, he's improving from week to week, which I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we'll always have this Vikings.
No! Make him come. No! They're Minnesota Vikings crying on the field.
Game yesterday.
I got a new one for you, and it's going to be worth it because I was watching Raiders Browns, and Ross Tucker was in the booth on the call for the game. And I think Ross Tucker, the football player came out of Ross Tucker and
Whap! Right there in the middle, almost breaking his back. That is awesome.
That is awesome.
almost breaking his back. That is awesome. I know that's not what he meant, but when I heard that, I was like, wait, did you just say he almost broke his back? And
Whap! Right there in the middle, almost breaking his back. That is awesome.
Oh, the roughing the passer against the Colts? It's because he landed on him, right? That's what it was.
I don't.
He didn't get hit late. I remember what you're talking about. He didn't get hit late. I think they're going to call it. It's the Aaron Rodgers rule. It's because of the Vikings. If there's any team you blame, it's the Minnesota Vikings. So
yeah, well, or Geno Smith.
That's it. Or Geno Smith. Oh, Cowboys! Is this your year? Things are starting to bubble again. For the Eagles too. This was the worst team to lose to. If you're an Eagles fan, the offense hasn't been showing up the past couple of weeks. But you're like, all right, really good defense. Oh, now you're gonna have to hear it from Cowboys fans. Oh,
yeah, it's tough.
It's a tough week.
That's tough.
It's gonna be a tough one. So we shall see.
All right. Now we're done.
There we go. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the hell out of you. I will see you later. I'm Grossi, Brandon Perna, GPS, and you have been navigating.
When you reach your star, hey.
Navigate.